The latest unemployment figures are out and they show there are almost 2.5 million Britons out of work. That is the highest number for 14 years. It means that 1 in every 5 young adults, 16 to 24, is currently looking for work. With me now, Samantha Dunbar from the Chamber of Commerce. Hopefully she can help us make sense of these unemployment figures. Welcome. Are you surprised by the increase or not?
No, I don't think we're surprised by the increase. Obviously, businesses have been finding this recession quite difficult. It's like nothing we've ever seen before, quite unprecedented. So, you know, some of today's statistics have not been a surprise. I mean, obviously, we're nudging sort of 2.5 million nationally now. And the rise in Manchester this time has been a little bit steeper than we've seen before. We'd seen a bit of a levelling off. But, however, you know, the figures have gone up this month.
And this isn't the end of it, is it? Because although we are officially out of recession or about to come out of recession, unemployment always lags behind that figure, doesn't it?
That's true. I mean, for example, we've seen the redundancies at BAE Systems in Stockport this last day. They won't have showed up on today's figures. So Stockport, for example, has come out sort of relatively well compared to the rest of Manchester at the moment.
Not next quarter, though.
But next quarter, obviously, that's quite substantial, a substantial amount of job losses. And they're highly skilled jobs as well, obviously, for the region to improve and increase its sort of output and productivity. We need
They
more.
say in a recession that employers, and you represent employers as a chamber,
yes,
cut back on recruitment because they want to save money and they can't afford to employ new staff. So, in a way, your members contribute to this situation, don't they?
I think they're doing their utmost to hang on to talented staff. I mean, certainly, you know, it's a situation employers don't take lightly. They need talented staff to run their businesses, otherwise there are no businesses for them to run. You know, obviously you've mentioned the fact that youth unemployment is quite, you know, has been a lot higher than expected. Generally, we're seeing, you know, businesses hang on to their technical and professional staff. So obviously that might have resulted in a cutback of the lower level post that, you know, a graduate or a school leaver would have been used to seeing. But, you know, there are plenty of training opportunities out there, like apprenticeships still available, where employers are taking young people on apprenticeships.
So while the unemployment figures have gone up, the number of vacancies has also risen, not comparably in terms of percentages, but there are more jobs out than there were last quarter?
There are slightly more jobs out there than there were previously, but it still doesn't change the fact that, you know, both individuals and employers still need to be vigilant about the situation. I mean, certainly at the Chamber, you know, we're hearing economists saying that we're out of the worst of it. We would sort of urge caution, really. We could be in a W-shaped recession, and obviously the figures have gone up.
Yesterday, the famous W recession.
This is
possible 3 million unemployed by 2010, I'm hearing. What would the Chamber like to see done then? Because the Work and Pension Secretary, Yvette Cooper, is saying the government is doing all the right things and we're investing in the young people. However, Theresa May, who represents the opposition, described it as a culture of worklessness and said it's very worrying. So what would the Chamber like to see done if you had your way?
Sure. I think there needs to be, you know, greater support than there has been, especially for young people. We're seeing people like, you know, Job Centre Plus, and certainly the Chamber has got plenty of training opportunities for young people that are available. I mean, we've still got vacancies now for apprenticeships, but they tend to be in very technical subjects like engineering. And I think traditionally a lot of young people have been put off by those sorts of subjects. So we would urge young people perhaps that had considered a particular option to start looking at other options like perhaps engineering, which haven't traditionally been as popular as other subjects.
OK, well, thank you very much indeed for those thoughts.
No
It'll
problem.
be interesting to see whether it is a W-shaped recession. Let's hope not, shall we?